Welcome, beloved. Today, we open the good book. We turn to a song of deep, deep yearning. It is a song that speaks to the very core of our spirit. We are looking at Psalms 84. This psalm is a treasure, a beautiful melody. It was penned by the sons of Korah. These were Levites, temple singers. They knew the house of God intimately. They understood its power and its peace. Their hearts were tuned to worship. This psalm, it finds its home in the collection of praises. It is nestled among songs of hope and cries for help. It stands out, shining like a beacon. It calls us to something deeper, something more. It speaks of a profound desire for God Himself, not just His blessings but His very presence. This is not a casual wish, my friend. It is a consuming fire, a holy passion. The psalmist pours out his soul. He shows us what it means to truly seek God. This psalm captures that ache perfectly. It is a love song to the Lord. It is a declaration of where true joy is found. Let's journey through this sacred text together. The psalmist begins with a powerful declaration. He cries out, "How lovely is your dwelling place, O Lord Almighty." It is a soul captivated by divine beauty. He sees something in God's presence, something that outshines everything else. This is where his heart finds its true home. My soul longs, yes, faints for the courts of the Lord. My heart and flesh cry out for the living God. It is an overwhelming need, a vital craving. His very body, his flesh, joins in this cry. He is seeking the source of all life, the living God. This is a passionate plea from the depths of his being. He wants to be where God is. He wants to experience that closeness, that communion. Think about what you longed for. The psalmist shows us a higher longing, a longing for the presence of the Almighty. This kind of spiritual thirst is a gift. It means your spirit is alive and reaching for its source. The psalmist then paints a beautiful picture. He says, "Even the sparrow finds a home, and the swallow a nest for herself, where she may lay her young, at your altars, O Lord Almighty, my King and my God." Imagine that, even the birds find refuge there. They build their nests in the holiest of places. They are safe, secure, and at peace. This is a profound image of God's care. He provides for the smallest of creatures. These little birds, they are not worried. They have found their sanctuary near God's altars. This speaks volumes about the atmosphere of God's presence. It is a place of rest, a place of nurturing. If God provides such a haven for the birds, how much more will He provide for His children? The psalmist sees this and his heart rejoices. He desires that same closeness, that same security. Think about what a home represents. It is a place of belonging, of comfort. The psalmist sees God's house as that ultimate home. It is where his soul finds its truest rest. It is where he feels completely accepted and loved. The dwelling place of God, the temple in Jerusalem. For the ancient Israelite, this was the center of the universe. It was where God chose to make His name known. It was where His glory resided in a special way. The Ark of the Covenant, the Holy of Holies, these were symbols of God's awesome presence. To approach this sacred space was a holy act. It required reverence, preparation, and a pure heart. The psalmist understood the profound significance. He knew this was no ordinary place. This dwelling place was not just bricks and mortar. It represented God's commitment to be with His people. It was a tangible sign of His covenant love. When they entered its courts, they entered His presence. They could offer sacrifices, sing praises, and hear His word. It was a place of encounter, of transformation. The psalmist's longing was for this encounter. He yearned to be where God met with humanity. He knew that in that place, life was different. There was a richness, a fullness found nowhere else. Today we understand God's dwelling place differently. Through Jesus Christ, God has made His dwelling among us. The Apostle Paul tells us our bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit. God is not confined to a single building. Section 5. The unending praise, blessings of abiding with God. The psalmist then exclaims a profound truth. He says, "Blessed are those who dwell in your house, they are ever praising you." Psalm 84 verse 4. Think about that word, blessed. It means happy, fortunate, divinely favored. Those who live in God's presence are truly blessed. Why? Because their lives become a continuous song of praise. Joy overflows from a heart that is close to God. Praise becomes the natural language of the soul. It is not a duty but a delighted response to His goodness, His mercy, His majesty. Imagine living in a state of constant praise, not just for an hour on Sunday, but always. This is the life the psalmist describes. When you are near God, you see His wonders everywhere. You recognize his hand in your daily life. Gratitude wells up within you effortlessly. Problems may still come, challenges may still arise, but your focus shifts to the greatness of your God. Praise becomes your weapon against despair. It becomes your song in the night. This blessing is not just for a select few. Section 6. The Pilgrim's Power, Finding Strength in the Journey to Zion. The psalm then shifts its focus slightly. It speaks of those on a journey, a pilgrimage. Blessed are those whose strength is in you, in whose heart are the highways to Zion. Psalm 84 verse 5. Zion, the holy city Jerusalem, where the temple stood. It was a journey many undertook with great devotion. This journey was not always easy. It could be long, arduous, and even dangerous. But these pilgrims had a secret source of strength. Their strength was not in themselves, but in God. Their hearts were set on the destination. The highways to Zion were etched in their minds. This means their focus was clear, their determination strong. They knew where they were going and why. This spiritual resolve gave them power for the road ahead. When your heart is set on God, when His presence is your ultimate goal, you find an inner resilience you never knew. The difficulties of the journey do not deter you because you know the reward that awaits. This pilgrimage is a metaphor for our own spiritual walk. Life is a journey, and sometimes the path is steep. Section 7. Tears to Fountains, Transforming the Valley of Weeping. The journey to Zion often passed through difficult places. The psalmist mentions one. As they go through the valley of Baca, they make it a place of springs. The early rain also covers it with pools. Psalm 84 verse 6. Baca means weeping or balsam trees, suggesting sorrow and hardship. This valley represents the tough times in our lives, the seasons of grief, disappointment, or struggle. It is a place where tears flow freely. No one enjoys passing through such a valley. But the psalmist reveals something amazing. For those whose strength is in God, for those whose hearts are set on pilgrimage, this valley of weeping is transformed. They make it a place of springs. Their faith, their trust in God, turns sorrow into refreshment. Their tears become sources of life and blessing. God's grace can take our deepest pain and use it to bring forth something beautiful. The early rain also comes, a sign of God's provision. He does not leave us desolate in our valleys. Section 8. Growing Stronger, Ascending from Strength to Divine Strength. The pilgrims on their way to Zion, they do not grow weaker. Instead, the psalm tells us something remarkable. They go from strength to strength. Each one appears before God in Zion. Psalm 84 verse 7. This is a picture of spiritual progression. As they journey, as they persevere, they become stronger. The challenges they overcome build their resilience. Their faith deepens with each step. Their reliance on God increases. This is not human strength alone, it is divine empowerment. Imagine that journey uphill towards the holy city. Physically, it might have been taxing, but spiritually, they were being renewed. Each obstacle surmounted was a victory. Each prayer answered fueled their determination. They were not just moving geographically, they were moving closer to God in their hearts. And the closer they got, the stronger they became. This is the dynamic of a life lived in pursuit of God. He meets our efforts with His inexhaustible power. This principle applies to our spiritual lives today, when we commit to walking with God. Section 9. One day above all, the unmatched value of God's presence. The psalmist then makes a bold and passionate comparison. He declares what his heart truly values. For a day in your courts is better than 1,000 elsewhere. I would rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my God than dwell in the tents of wickedness. Psalm 84 verse 10. Listen to that. One single day in God's presence. He says it is better than 1,000 days anywhere else. That is an extraordinary statement of priority. It shows where true worth, true joy is found. He would rather have the humblest position, a doorkeeper standing at the threshold of God's house, than to live in luxury and comfort among the wicked. The tents of wickedness might offer worldly pleasure. They might promise power, riches, or ease. But the psalmist knows their emptiness. He understands that true fulfillment, lasting peace, can only be found in communion with God. No amount of worldly success or material gain can compare to the richness of knowing Him. This is a challenge to our modern sensibilities. We live in a world that constantly shouts for our attention. Section 10. Our Sun and Shield, the joy of trusting in God's goodness. The psalm concludes with a magnificent affirmation of God's character and the blessings that flow from trusting Him. For the Lord God is a sun and shield. The Lord bestows favor and honor. No good thing does He withhold from those who walk uprightly. Psalm 84 verse 11. What powerful imagery. God is our sun. He is the source of light, warmth, and life. Without Him, we are in darkness and cold. He illuminates our path. He brings joy to our days. He is also our shield, our protector. He guards us from harm. He defends us from our enemies. In His shadow, we find safety and security. When storms rage, He is our refuge. When fear tries to grip us, He is our defense. The Lord bestows favor, His unmerited grace, and honor, the dignity that comes from being His child. He does not just protect, He also provides abundantly. He lavishes His goodness upon those who seek Him. What an incredible God we serve. And then comes that incredible promise. No good thing does He withhold from those who walk uprightly. Think about that for a moment. No good thing. If it is truly good for us, truly beneficial for our souls, and if we are walking in integrity and obedience with Him, He will not keep it from us. This requires deep trust, doesn't it?